Everyone, today we're going to introduce diabetes. Does anyone know what it's like when your body is soaked in sugary water? Well, cells separate to low concentration because of high concentration, as biology texts will teach, make the body shrink and look like a ball. Before we learn about diabetes, we'd like to ask you how many of these genetic exams and trigger exams you accord with？ 在学习糖尿病之前，我们想请大家稍微看一下这个测验，你符合多少？Okay, and next page. Please remember these spells, and they are closely related to the subject as follows.
Diabetes is one of the top 10 causes of death in the world. Nearly 1.5 million people died of diabetes in 2020. 2020. According to the Health Promotion Administration, MOHW, the country has about 2 million diabetics. The annual rate of 25,000 continues to increase, so we shouldn't underestimate the impact of diabetes. Diabetes is divided into three types: Type 1, Type 2, gestational diabetes mellitus. And the genetic test you just did is closely related to Type 1, because Type 1 is mainly caused by genetic and autoimmune problems. It's also known as juvenile morbidity and insulin dependence. At first, insulin is destroyed, and the key insulin doesn't successfully open the door to blood sugar, preventing tissue from getting it. So the body struggles harder to create blood sugar and even break down fat or protein, a vicious cycle that eventually leads us to diabetes.
At this time, I would like to ask you to remember the trigger test just now, which is to test whether you have a good chance of developing type 2 diabetes. That is autoimmune diabetes and non-insulin dependent diabetes. Most people with this diabetes are obese or getting older, possibly because of high sugar eating habits or poor lifestyle. This type of person insulin secretion is insufficient and needs more insulin, resulting in glucose not effectively entering the cell, and glucose continues to stay in the body but can't be used by the body.
下一页. The symptoms of the above two diabetes are very similar. For example, eat more, drink more, polyuria, and gain weight. Feel tired and discomfort easily. Limb and skin easily feel itchy, sting, or flow blackening. Vision loss, repeat inflammation of the gums. Impair wound healing, one prone to infection and inflammation, and so on. This may be known as the basic symptom, but you may not know that diabetes can lead to many complications, including diabetic ketoacidosis and hypoglycemia. If not treated immediately, may lead to conscious disturbance or even endanger life. and cardiovascular disease, neuropathy, angiopathy, kidney failure, Alzheimer's disease, and even impotence that boys may be most afraid of can occur. So diabetes is actually a terrible disease, right?
At least gestational diabetes. As the name implies, it's about pregnant women. Pregnant women get symptoms, in part because the body tolerance to carbohydrates is reduced, and then there are symptoms of high blood sugar. Or before pregnancy there is second type not found, or because the rate in pregnancy of human hormone secretion increased, resulting in increased blood sugar, and insulin is not enough to mediate, resulting in occurrence of high blood sugar.
Gestational diabetes may pose a lot of risks to pregnant women, including dysuria, high blood pressure, and urinary tract infections. However, the baby may also have many risks. Newborns may have respiratory distress syndrome, hyperbilirubinemia, hypercalcemia, and the chance of getting hypoglycemia or type 2 diabetes will greatly increase.
But it's not enough just to tell you about diabetes. So we want to tell you how to detect it. The first is fasting blood sugar test. The second is oral glucose tolerance test. And the third is A1C test, so that doctors can easily make timely and complete tests for patients.
Finally, I hope we can develop a good life, like eating less junk food, eating more vegetable, drink more water, and keeping the habit of exercise. Not only do obesity stay away from you, but diabetes also keep you away.
Thank you for listening.
Thank you for listening. 对不起，忘记。
OK，大概就是7分多钟了哈。OK，好，亲爱的，明天早上可以吗？
可以。
OK。